welcome to this episode of Trend Talk. My name is Mati Fati, and as you can see, I have with me two very beautiful ladies that are going to be doing this with me. To my right, I have Miss Simsi. Hello.
Hi.
And to my left, I have Miss Dami.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Simsi?
I'm fine.
You know that it's always a pleasure to have you guys here because I don't think I can pick better partners to do this with me. So thank you guys for, always coming through.
Thank you.
So for this episode, we're going to be talking about something really important, something that you do not want to miss. Certain people get caught up, trying to figure out which way to go, and then we thought that, okay, this episode might be an eye-opener for someone out there. Today, we are going to be discussing 9 to 5 versus entrepreneurship. And I brought an entrepreneur, also a 9 to 5 girly, and also a 9 to 5 girly. I'm a 9 to 5 girly as well, so we can have a balanced point of view. So starting off really strong, Dami is going to be giving us an insight of what it means to be or to work in the 9 to 5 space.
Okay, thank you, Fatih. So, as the name implies, 9 to 5 is like a traditional employment scheme where an individual works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Some people work Mondays to Saturdays, but I feel like the basic or the standard days of the week to work is from Mondays to Fridays, and this system is common in the corporate world, education sector, um, oil and gas, basically the corporate sector.
Thank you very much, Dami. Some people call it 9 to 5, others call it corporate jobs, some call it white collar jobs. So, it just varies, whatever you want to call it. But it just means people even think that, you have to, when they say corporate job, you have to be, all
Kitted.
yeah. So, Simsi is going to give us an insight. What is it like being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so like I don't want to say contrary to the white collar job. You don't have to be a white collar.
Yeah.
But anyways, being an entrepreneur is just being able to, let's say, birth an idea that you have had and then monetize it at your own pace. I feel like that's like the one major difference. I would say an entrepreneur, you work at your own pace, as it's not necessarily 9 to 5.
Yeah.
It can be longer, it can be shorter, it can, sometimes
It's just
it
flexible.
yes,
Yeah.
it runs into the weekend. So at your own pace, you're able to work, and then like I said earlier, having an idea that you have, let's say for instance, you walked into a community and then you see that they lack water or lack provisions, and then you say, oh, you want to
Provide that
start to make-
service. Yeah.
start to make this things, and then that's why I say you birth an idea and then you monetize it. So far you're getting profits at your own pace. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Simsi. Me, I just got a revelation. So if you're watching this video and you haven't, I don't know, maybe you're not paying enough attention. So you said something about entrepreneurship that really caught me when you say you birth an idea. Before some people just they they venture into it because they want money, which is not wrong. But before going towards that lane, you have to have seen an idea. You have to have seen a lack that you want to that you want to provide for.
Yeah.
You have to give value basically.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you very much, Simsi, for that. So back to you, Dami. You told us what is like what 9 to 5 is all about, what the corporate world is all about. So somebody who is thinking of venturing into a 9 to 5 job, a white collar job. Imagine a student watching this right now and they're like, oh, I want to be a corporate girly. What is something you have to tell them to prepare their minds? What should they expect from the corporate world?
Well, like entrepreneurship, the 9 to 5 job has its pros and cons. It has its good side. It also has its not so bad. but it has its downside too. I'm going to start from the good side.
Okay.
You have job security, predictable income,
Mm.
and then benefits like pension, health insurance, and all of that. Um, by predictable income, it's self-explanatory. I mean, you know the particular amount that you're getting each month. You are sure that this amount is going to drop by the end of the month. I mean, that's why most people look up to corporate jobs, unlike entrepreneurship, where you can't predict your income. When money comes, it comes.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also the opportunity to improve your skills, improve your knowledge. This is for people that are actually willing to learn, because so many people in the corporate world today are just there,
Complacent.
very complacent, repeating the same routine over and over again every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, climbing the ladder in your career takes your determination. So that's also one of the good sides of being a corporate girly.
Yeah. So you haven't told us any downside.
Mm. The downside, um, I feel like Simsi should give us the
Our own good side before we go
yes
to the
before we
bad
go
side.
to the bad side.
Okay. Thank you very much for that, Miss Dami. That's
Okay.
really insightful. So, Simsi, tell us. You're a businesswoman, and I'm really looking forward to be like you.
Hey.
Yes, I'll start making my own money.
Mhm.
So, give the average person watching us right now an insight into what it means, what it is to be an entrepreneur.
As Dami was talking, I was just comparing,
Yeah.
comparing. So what she said, I'll just pick up points from what she said and then try to buttress it. Yeah.
Okay.
She mentioned job security first. So as an entrepreneur, you know that nobody can sack you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You own your own job, or
Yeah,
you
your
own
own
your
boss,
own
business,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly, your own boss.
Mhm.
Even if you work for somebody, at least there is a more cordial relationship than the 9 to 5. I feel like
I think you should take that again.
what I'm trying to say is, as a 9 to 5, you see your boss as the
Superior,
boss,
yeah.
yes. But I feel like as being an entrepreneur, there's this line that I don't want to say border that you can maybe cross, but there's this level of relationship. So now I'm saying this and I'm referring to people that do not have enough capital to start out on their own.
Well,
Sometimes. Mhm.
sorry to cut you short. I feel like you're saying this based on your own experience.
Mm.
I mean, your familiarity with your boss. I feel like it's not same everywhere.
Mhm.
There are some entrepreneurships, some business centers where employees actually see their boss as the boss.
Well, yes, understandable, but then I feel like every entrepreneur, anybody that probably owns their own business and then tries to employ people. Okay, sure, I can say I'm speaking based on my own perspective. Personally, if I own a business, or when I start out my own business and I employ people, the relationship is not going to be superior and employees, yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've had to work with so many people in this my journey of being a business woman, and then I have seen different relationships and how well work flows when the relationship is really really cordial. That's why I was saying that, okay, maybe unlike the 9 to 5 where it is just there's just this perspective
There's
of 9 to 5,
hierarchy.
yes,
Yeah.
there is that person at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So unlike that, for being an entrepreneur,
It's just
you
like
can
everybody
easily-
is,
Yes,
together.
yes.
Everybody
Yeah.
does
Yeah,
their own
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
so far
it.
you are able to get your job done,
Mhm.
and then you're able to work. It's going to flow. Then regarding the income, yes, a 9 to 5 would guarantee a specific
Yeah,
income at the end of the month.
supposedly
then-
stable.
Stable, yeah.
Yeah.
But then being an entrepreneur, you get to make sometimes more than that.
Mhm.
It's like an elastic band.
Yeah.
Sometimes it stretches, sometimes it's minimal. So you just know, as being an entrepreneur, you know that your art is ready. See,
It's not for the weak.
it's not for the weak-minded.
Yeah.
Literally, because there are so many days that there weeks can go,
We'll get to that.
and then okay,
We'll
yeah,
get to
okay,
that.
that aside,
Yeah.
there is your income can be higher than what you would earn normally in a month. There's
Yeah.
financial freedom.
Mhm.
There is flexibility of time. I
Yeah.
mean, I can wake up and say, I don't want to go to work today, and then I'll not get a call from a boss that, where are you?
We're going to give you query
Do you understand?
stuff
Or
like that.
it's going to be deducted from your salary, that kind of thing. Yes. So you are your own boss.
Yeah, and I think it's really a beautiful thing,
Yeah,
you know,
I think so.
knowing that you don't have to report to somebody.
Sure.
But then the truth is, not everybody can be an entrepreneur. Not everybody can do 9 to 5. Some people, you have something to say.
Yeah. When you say, oh, not being able to report to somebody, I feel like just a little advice for everyone that wants to start out into business or whatnot. I feel like in as much as you are being your own boss,
Yeah.
it's good to have somebody you are accountable to.
Mm.
Yeah. Being in the business, it will keep you in check. Yeah, you're not reporting to the person, but it's just being, if we do things without accountability, we'll just do it anyhow.
Mhm.
So for you to be in check, it could be a friend, it could be a business partner, it could
Yeah,
be your mom,
business
it
partner.
could be
Yeah.
anybody that you just know that, okay,
You trust.
this
And
person at the end of every month or every week or whatever routine you people want to go with, yeah, but you're still your own boss.
So that was really insightful. Thank you guys a lot for agreeing to do this. I'm learning a lot. A great deal, actually. So, Dami, could you please give us some challenges in working in the corporate world?
Okay. The first I would say is limited autonomy. That you have limited freedom to, do things at your own pace. You have limited time. You can't make decisions out of their vision.
Yeah.
You can't make decisions out of the set down rules.
Yeah.
You get, and then limited flexibility also. You have to be at work 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. In most workplaces, no excuse. I mean, sometimes I worked at one place sometime last year or 2 years ago, where even if you are sick,
You have to be
you have to be at
That's
no
toxic.
excuse.
no excuse.
Toxic. Toxic.
I feel like toxic work environment is like a different topic
On its own, yeah.
Right, true.
So limited flexibility, like I was saying, and then most times, sorry. And then most times you feel constrained. Let me put it this way: you have so many ideas, and you want to pitch them, but you feel like my ideas are probably either too large or too little. Just some kind of insecurity
Sometimes
issues.
you might even pitch
And your
then-
ideas get stolen.
Yeah,
I
not
was
even
once-
I saw a
stolen
movie.
or talked down.
Yes.
But do you know the funny thing? Certain organizations will talk down on your ideas, but they'll
And
go
still
back
take-
and
yes.
execute it.
Yes.
And then you
True.
get no credit, no
True.
remuneration whatsoever,
True.
and that's
True.
sad.
There's this movie I saw recently where this lady was she's a very in the movie she was a very hardworking employee, like very very hardworking, and most times she bring up ideas and then the boss takes the idea, assigns someone else
To her own idea.
to her own idea, and it kept going on for months, for years, like until she was fed up, and then she had to quit. So things like that happen, and that's one of the downsides.
Thank you very much, Miss Dami. So, before we move to the entrepreneurial challenges, I know they are enormous.
A
So
lot.
I would say that the fact that Dami mentioned you said something about your ideas being talked down on. The fact that this is a challenge in the corporate world does not make it acceptable. Sometimes when you feel like you're not being treated rightly, you have the right to stand up for yourself, speak up. If it is too toxic, you also have the right to walk away, depending on your agreement or any statement contained in your contract or your employment whatsoever.
Can I add something?
Yeah, you can.
We mentioned something about complacency
Mm-hmm.
earlier. Now, during doing the same thing over and over and over again every day can get boring.
Yeah.
You'll agree with me. So most times this makes people get very complacent and very comfortable. And then you just discover that time is going and you've not even made any progress. You've not
No
learned
impact.
anything,
Yeah,
no
true,
impact,
true.
nothing. So I feel like this is to corporate girlies like us, corporate people, men and women alike.
Mm-hmm.
Always keep yourself in check.
Yeah.
Once you discover that, oh, time has gone and I don't think I've done so much, take professional courses. There are so many courses online, free courses. Take courses, keep learning, keep sharpening your brain and your memory.
Okay, I'm actually smiling because if Dami gives you a corporate advice, you should take it. Because
it.
Dami is somebody that I feel like she doesn't need any motivation to work. Okay, if you've been following so far, you should know a program called Travel with Me. Dami records back to back to back, and I'm wondering, Dami, 12 episodes, 13 episodes, how? So she doesn't. If she gives you an advice, take her word for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
yeah. So Simpsy, tell us, what are some of the challenges that you experience being an entrepreneur?
Mm. The first thing, I think I remember the first time I started out my business, I was in school. And then I was even scared to even start out. Like after I'd finished the entire process and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to. Then we resumed school and then I just called back. So first thing I would say, competition.
Mm.
Man, the idea you think you are birthing, a lot of people have birthed. In fact, they have gone through the whole pregnancy process and then
You're giving
they have
birth.
given, do you understand? Their children
Yeah.
are growing. So yeah, competition can be a lot. And then as I feel like as I'm saying these problems, I would like to like provide a solution that has worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when you realize that oh you're good in this aspect or there is a value you want to give back to the society and then you come to realization that oh somebody else is doing this thing, try to figure out what can I do different, what can I add to my own value that or when people see it they will not see it as the norm
Yeah.
or something regular that they have gotten somewhere.
Mm.
And you know, sometimes a lot of people start out to do business for money.
Money.
Yes, it's a really good one. A lot of apprentices that has come to learn, I'll tell them if it's just money that is driving you, you wouldn't learn. Because immediately you start out, you want to start earning big. I'm sorry,
It's
you
not gonna
wouldn't-
happen.
It's not going to work. So try to figure out what you can do different, how you can revalue your own idea that would mean a lot, that people would see it and then they have no choice but to patronize you.
Mm.
Yes. Then
Yeah.
competition, I think I mentioned this earlier. The financial freedom comes with a downside. As much as your money can expand, your money can reduce in a
Drastic way.
do you understand?
Yeah.
And then, you know, as a being an entrepreneur, you have to go to the market, get things, the economy.
It's not
So,
smiling.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a big one. Where, you know, imagine somebody that, let's say, my own line of business now, let's say I go to the market and then I get the product today. The product is 1,000 naira. And I go back the next week to get it. The product is 5,000.
How does your
Oh, wow.
customer understand that? Oh,
Do you understand?
You know,
yes.
yes.
So yeah, those are some of the things. Let me see if I remember another one. I think it would be, as you just mentioned, customer. It would be having to deal with people you are rendering your services to. I tell people that there is this level of patience being a businesswoman has taught me.
Customer management.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
a course.
They'll push you and they'll test you.
They'll push you to your limits, but then there are certain things you just have to. My brother would say, widen your horizons to be able to accommodate
Accommodate it.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, be like that also.
Thank you so much. I was gonna ask you to give us tips, but I think you already did. So thank you for that. Dami, give us tips. You are the right person, in the right position to give us tips on how to navigate the corporate world.
Okay. So I'm just going to
Listen,
say one or
listen.
two. I'm just going to say one or two things. I would say that the 9 to 5 or the corporate thingy is a thing of determination, because trust me, there are days where, oh God, I've been there a billion times. You will just wake up and, God, I do
want to
not
quit.
want to. Do I have to work to make money?
Mm.
You get so. there are
Sorry,
so
can
many-
I say something?
Yeah.
There's this really nice meme that I really love. I think I posted it a couple of times. It says that so nobody feel they work, make I dey chop.
So there are
Everybody's
days
wish.
where you just do not want to go anywhere. You just want to stay indoors, but then you have to work. So it takes determination, endurance to a certain extent, but then determination is just the word.
I want to just add something. Being in 9 to 5, I see it as it's like you're being placed in a position where you have to run with someone else's aim,
Vision. Yeah.
You have to take it up as your own. So yes,
Yeah.
determination is
Determination.
one key thing, because you're not the one that birthed the idea, but then you're working as though it is your
Your
idea.
idea.
Yeah.
People
yes.
will push you.
Come on.
Oh, people will push you.
Yeah.
But then you just have to, if that is what you want to do, because
Yes.
trust me, not everybody are built for business.
True.
I mean, I've seen memes where people will say everybody can do business. Not everybody can do
Mm-mm.
it.
Oh yeah. Just
There are some people that 9 to 5 is where they really want to be.
Yeah.
True.
So you just have to know what you want, work with it. Don't be complacent. Don't feel too comfortable. You don't have to work at one particular organization for the rest of your life.
True.
Broaden
Variety
your
is the
horizon.
spice of life.
Learn things. Work in different places. Gather experience and keep learning while working.
Yeah, so thank you. You guys have been really like I want to hug you guys really. Thank you guys a lot. So you guys already gave us numerous tips on how to survive in both the corporate world and doing business as an entrepreneur. And there are some tips you guys mentioned and I want to reiterate it. So for the 9 to 5 girlies, Dami said something about, is it Dami or I think you said it, where you were like you have to run with somebody's vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just make sure that whoever's vision you're running with aligns with what you want to do. For example, we work in the broadcast sector. This is something I want to do personally. So it might be that you're helping somebody achieve what they want, but in the end, in the long run, rather, you're building
improving,
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, because this is what you really want to do. I remember a time where a boss of mine, she called me, she was like, Fati, I'm doing this, but what is something you dream of doing? What's something you dream of becoming in the future? And I'm like, I want to be a world-class presenter, a journalist, a da-da-da. And I feel like I'm in the right place to build myself. And she was like, yeah. So I just wanted to make sure that you are on the path that you want to be on. So and I'm like, I just remembered when you guys are talking. So it's not like you want to be a presenter, you are doing sales girl in one gadget shop.
Yeah.
It doesn't align with what you want
At
to do.
all.
Sometimes it might be difficult, but then start somewhere. Make sure that where you are, it aligns with your vision for the future.
True. Yeah.
So that's it basically.
I remembered something while we were talking. I can't remember what's the remembrance, but then I think I just remembered. Oh, when you said not everybody can do business.
Yeah.
True. I feel like a lot of people have not come to accept that. That's why you see a lot of people. You see this girl today, she's doing pre-order. The next day is slippers. The next day is jewelries. The next day is
Chin
food online. Is chin chin. Do you understand? I just wanted to say that one of the very subtle step that most people skip before venturing into business is planning.
Self-realization.
Mm.
Planning. See, when you plan really good, you have a good plan that you want to run with, I don't think your business would fail.
Mm.
I don't think you would have to juggle businesses before you find the one. Sometimes, so people who, let's say, let's take for instance, secondary school girl, because I started our business when I was in JSS 1. Like that's when
Wow.
it had been in my head that, oh yes, I
You
was
want to
going to
do
do
this.
this.
Mhm.
I ventured from then, and then let's say for instance that kind of person now, and then let's say her parents are wealthy enough to give her the entire capital she needs, and then she starts out with that little knowledge that she has. Eventually, she might be able to stay,
Afloat.
test the,
Mhm.
time.
Waters, yeah.
Yeah, because she has maybe guidance and all of that. But if she's starting out alone without planning, without knowledge, without experience, without looking out for knowledge or seeking out for knowledge rather, and then she just starts like that, in the long run, it might crash, and then she would have to venture. She will not think, oh, that's not the path
Business for her, yeah.
not knowing, oh, if she had planned
Mismanagement.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. So I just wanted to put that in there. As much as, oh yes, the business word looks clean, everybody says it. Dangote did not start big. I mean, it started from planning, knowing that, okay, this is what I have in mind. This is what eventually salt is going to come in. Eventually cement is going to come in. Eventually other products are going to come in.
Yeah.
Can I come in? You mentioned something about finding a niche. That is not limited to the entrepreneurship
Yeah.
alone. I feel like even in the corporate world, the fact that you go to an office every day, you wear a suit, wear a shoe, look very good, and go to an office every day doesn't mean you are doing what you want.
Yeah.
A person can. I know of people that studied banking and finance or financial. I know of a financial analyst who works as a sales girl. Ooh, financial analyst, sales girl. It sounds almost the same. I mean, you're handling money. But then, is that exactly what you want to do?
No.
So I feel like finding a niche.
Shouldn't
Works
just
on
be
both
restricted to one side.
Yes.
I have two things to say. Firstly, that girl in question, the financial analyst, she might not have the opportunity. She might not have had the opportunity to be a financial analyst, but she's starting off. She's starting off somewhere.
Yeah.
Provided she has tunnel vision,
Yeah,
and she knows
true.
that, okay, I want to be here, but then I can start here. That's where the complacency comes in.
Yes.
If she is not complacent,
Yes.
she starts there, she keeps growing through the ranks till she gets to be
To
a financial
where-
analyst.
yeah.
It's one thing to be um desperate. Should I use the word desperation? I feel like that's a strong word, but that's like the only word I can use in this context. It's one thing to just want a job,
Oh,
and it's
okay.
another thing to have a vision.
As
This
to,
is where
this
I
is
am going
what
with this.
I am looking for.
Or there's no job, let me just settle.
Just take this.
Eh.
Okay, I understand
Yeah.
you now.
Thank you. So the other thing I want to say is for the entrepreneurs in the house, one thing I feel like makes businesses suffer is lack of structure.
Yeah,
If you
true,
agree with
yeah.
me. If you're working a 9 to 5, you have people you answer to, you have your bosses, you have certain structures that you follow. But because
Yeah.
it's your business, you're like,
That's why
Ah.
I said it earlier. Accountability.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
your own boss, but then still.
so you have to employ the mind of, oh, this my business. It's just like a 9 to 5 for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
You have to treat it as such.
Yes.
Some people, they can commit to other people's vision, but when it's theirs, it's just like, whatever comes, whatever goes.
No.
So it's not it. You have to change your mind. I've learned a lot, and I think that I want to go into business based off of her advice. Somebody say power. So this has been an amazing episode so far. I've been blessed, to listen to the both of you speak. Thank you so much for coming, for sharing your vast knowledge with us. I'm sure you watching us right now already learned 1,000 things and more. And I want to see your testimonies in the comments. Thank you again for watching us. With this, we would be rounding up and saying bye.